So, welcome everyone to another Planetary Gig Talk, Tales of Music and Magic. I'm your host, Jefferson Glassie, Chief Spiritual Dude of the Planetary Gig Society, whose mission is making connections through music with the intention of bringing peace, harmony, coherence. And today I'm really very excited to be able to talk with sort of a new friend we met through Synchronicity in Rishikesh, India, at the Devi Music Ashram. And he's still in India. Magali Hochlander, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, Magali, it's so good to see you. You look great. I love your,
It's Thank you so much. Thank you. It's
yeah,
so good to see you too.
yeah. So we I think we have a lot of things to talk about. And, I have talked about you sometimes and said that, well, Magali is my friend. She's from France, but lives in Malta.
Yes,
So
right.
maybe we can hear a little bit more about that and your trajectory in musical life. But I just want to share because I think the synchronicity is so amazing. No coincidences. So we were at the music ashram, and there's a music hall where their concerts are, and Magali was in there. You were playing, and I didn't know you. I might have seen you, but my friend Tumas, the Swedish singing firefighter, was doing a kirtan just up the street, really. And I mentioned it to a few people, and they weren't really going. Nobody was going with me, and so I saw you in there and opened the door and said, "Oh, hi, I'm going to a kirtan. Would you like to go?" And you said,
And I remember that moment, I felt just immediately, yes, I'm coming. Like without hesitating, I just followed. I was like, yes, because I saw these posters about Tumas and I was interested in his offerings. Oh, the light went off. This happens. I'm in the
"Okay."
mountains, so
Well, now the celestial light is coming down on you.
right,
But either way,
right.
it's amazing.
And so yeah, I just followed you there. And
Yeah.
then what happened following that was also really amazing because we were in the audience and we were singing along. And at a point, Thomas looks at me and says, "There is a free mic if you want to join me on stage." And I'm like, okay, let's do this. And this is how my journey started with the Kirtans in Rishikesh.
It's
So
unbelievable. It's
it's
unbelievable.
no coincidence.
Yeah, no coinky dinks. That's what I call it. No coinky. Yeah. So and from there you started doing the kirtans and you were doing other things and all that and we had an opportunity to do one of my hashtag songs for humanity with that
Right.
sort of the kirtan we made up, um, love, unity, love, respect, peace, and unity. God, I can't remember.
Yes.
Um, I'll try to remember it more correctly and say it later. But so it the kirtans. Well, before when I've been in India, I hadn't heard too much about kirtan. I knew a little bit about them. Tumas does them in Sweden, I think, when he's home, plus in Rishikesh. But I didn't know too much about him. And then we ended up with all these sitting around playing with people from all over these kirtans. So that's one thing we want to talk about. But if you could I'm always so curious, how did music come into your life? Kind of, do you remember, were you little? Did you sing when you were young? Were your parents musical? And how did you get on this journey to being,
Mm,
I know now, and you can tell more about it, sort of a
sure.
sound studio in the Himalayas.
Yes, right. It's incredible how life is working,
Yeah.
really. So, I would say that I was born with music. Music is my first love. Piano was my first love, actually. I was never taught piano, but my parents tell me that as a child, when I was coming back from kindergarten, probably like when I was 4, I was already going, and my dad used to have this like, he called it organ. It's not a synthesizer, it's not really a piano, but it's something that has different sounds, like a very old school thing. And I would just sit there and try to reproduce the songs that we were hearing at school. And so
Wow.
from there, they would play for me. They still have the vinyls, and they would play for me like Richard Clayderman and all these like really how to say traditional piano music. And then I started singing. I remember with my sister in our bedroom, we would make like a little stage and sing together. And later on, it just continued until I was a teenager. I was really passionate about singing, and I was telling everyone, "You can laugh at me. I'm gonna be a singer later." So I was practicing a lot of singing at home with my sister. We would sing these Mariah Carey and all these diva songs and all these things. And I was really convinced that I would be a singer. And in fact, when I was 15, I did this little tattoo to myself. It's a treble clef.
Oh,
I
can you
did
move
it to
it?
myself. Yeah, I know it's difficult now to show it, but
Yeah, I
like
can't really
this.
see it on the screen, but
Yeah. But
um,
so I did it myself to always have it under my eyes that remember what is your goal in life? Music is your companion. So this was very strong in
great.
me.
Move
But
back over.
then,
You came out of the screen a little bit. Can you move back
oh,
over
really?
to your right a little?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, there you are. Okay, went too
oh,
far.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I
perfect.
think I have a different view here.
Oh yeah, now we have the little light in the background too. So.
Yeah.
And this is in France, right? Where you live?
This was in France still, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And after that, I actually stopped singing, stopped playing music for 20 years.
Wow.
So until very recently, until maybe 5, 6 years ago, I stopped singing because of some limiting beliefs that I took on from someone telling me that singers are this and that, and I just integrated slowly, slowly, and stopped singing.
Wow, isn't
And
that
so,
interesting?
yes, so it's been for me, singing has been a very healing journey because, first of all, I realized later on when I started singing again that what I was doing when I was a teenager, it would have been copying someone else's music.
Mm.
And I had sort of like to lose it, to reconnect to it from another point of view, from really singing from the heart. And this came, yeah, maybe 6 years ago, something like
Wow.
that. I started to do some inner work and go through some rituals and ceremonial work, and through this the voice started to come out again, and also someone, an angel into my life, gifted me a handpan.
Hmm.
And from that point on, music came back into my life, and I started playing and I started doing sound healing. And first I was hiding behind instruments, and then slowly, slowly the voice couldn't be stopped anymore. And so here I am now, and I came to India for kirtans because I wanted to learn more about kirtans. And suddenly I'm here.
It's so amazing. And you sort of picked up guitar as a way to uh, accompany
Exactly. Yes.
your
Yes. Maybe
singing.
almost 2 years ago, nearly 2 years ago. And it's also funny because I never liked the guitar so much. I was never connected to the guitar, to the kind of songs that were sung with the guitar.
Hmm.
And then I tried, and I saw that it would help me to make my voice come out, and it would support me. So now it's my favorite instrument.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you play it so well, but you also know
Thank you.
piano. You could play piano.
Yes, and I know piano more intuitively. I think I have the chance that I have the understanding of music theory. I don't know about it, but I see the system. Like it's something in me kind of understand how it works. It's about mathematics, and but I'm not trained, so I play intuitively.
It is amazing. Music is an interesting mistress to have.
It is.
Um,
It is.
and it does happen, I think, to a lot of people, not exactly the way it happened to you, but people, they take lessons or in school, and some teacher says, well, you'll never be a good singer,
Yeah.
or
Right.
yeah, you don't waste your parent, they tell the parents, don't waste the time singing for them. And it just misses the entire point. I don't know why so
Right.
many music teachers and other people think that music is just, it's like breathing if you think of it that way. So
True.
I am also just curious, it may not be a big part of the story, but so then when did you move to Malta?
So that was in 2017.
Okay, so you were in France most of the time, then you moved to Malta in 2017, and that's
Yes.
about the time you picked up music again.
A few years after, like I started reconnected with myself when I was there. And first, I connected to art because I was also always drawing and painting. And so I reconnected first to that layer. And I always say, like, Malta made me go closer to the core of who I am by peeling the layers, you know? First layer was the art. And then I could call myself an artist, which was also something
Mhm.
really big for me. And after that, just naturally music came back. And I feel that now I'm really at the core of my dharma.
That's so interesting, and does go to the point also when it, to say I'm a musician. People say, "Are you a musician?" And I go, "Well,
Right?
wasn't a musician for most of my life, really. I came to it really late, harmonica and then guitar, and I don't feel like I really know all the, how to just jump in on guitar at any song, and I'm not quite sure of these things. But the point is, I'm a musician, and you're a
Right.
musician, and so but I understand how being able to say I am an artist is empowering, and then it allows you to do more. In a way.
And actually, you know, you are what you say you are. And I discovered through this that when I announce myself as an artist, people start seeing me as an artist. Since I
Right.
decided that I'm a musician, I keep attracting all musicians into my life. My friends, most of them are musicians. And my dearest connections are actually all musicians. So it's really interesting also.
It really is, and boy, I can't even count or the connections through music and the
Right?
friendships all around the world in so many places is just remarkable. So you're now to tell everyone or whoever's listening out there. Um, so it's just been recently uh, coming into this point in your life, and we were in Rishikesh together, and you started doing more of these kirtans. And I do remember there was a kirtan festival in Rishikesh. I think
Right.
you came to Rishikesh for that.
For that, exactly. Yes.
But we
It's
both went. Tumas told me about it, and I went, and it was basically Hare Krishna.
right.
And so it was
Right.
kind of not it was a Hare Krishna thing, kirtan, as opposed to just broadly speaking kirtan.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you found the other path. And maybe explain about kirtans and what do you think of them, and then how you ended up at this recording, mythical, magical recording studio up in northern India.
So, yes, exactly. I came to India because of Kirtan, because actually, interestingly enough, the year before, I was in Peru, and there I was going to a lot of Kirtans. I knew of Kirtans before because in Malta we have this little group also, we do every
Mm.
month a Kirtan. But there in Peru, I experienced something a bit bigger, with more like people really trained in India that were really more familiar with all the different instruments. And something in me got really touched because um, for me, like if I have to use my voice for something higher in the world, like let it be devotion, let it be
Mhm.
thanking God for this beautiful creation. And that's why also on the side I'm also very passionate about medicine songs, because they sing about nature and they sing about like healing things.
Yeah, which
And so
kind of song did you say?
medicine songs,
Medicine.
medicine songs,
uh
yes,
yeah,
they are like,
music is medicine, yes.
yes. And
So
so so when I discovered kirtan in Peru, I really felt a calling to, I need to learn more about this because I felt such an expansion of my heart. Interestingly, also the year before, I was going to some Christian groups to sing because
mhm,
I had this connection to Jesus that came into my life, and I explored it through music, and I really felt this the same feeling of devotion actually,
mhm.
and of just opening the heart to singing about the divine, whatever we want to call it, and so from Peru I met Madhava, which is one of the main kirtan leaders nowadays. And he told me about this Kirtan festival. So
Ah,
that's why I came to Rishikesh. And exactly the same as you, I was a bit disappointed because I expected something different, something more like a gathering of different kirtanis and coming together to play. But then, obviously, sorry.
well, what is a kirtan? How do you describe to people what is a kirtan? What is kirtan?
So kirtan is it's a coming together of people who want to chant together the name of God. And we know that in Hinduism there are all these deities and they represent different aspects or different energies. And with music, with the fact of singing, we can bring this, because a mantra, we sing mantras during kirtans, and a mantra is basically a tool that is encoded with vibrations, because the sound of Sanskrit is based on vibration. And so when we sing this mantra, we really attune to the energy of these different deities. When you sing, let's say, for example, for Krishna, you can feel this expansion of love. When you sing for the mother, Durga, then you can also feel more like the motherly love of nature. So there are many different aspects. And usually a kirtan is a format where the singer who is on stage will sing a sentence and the audience will repeat as a call and response. So it's a very inclusive way also of sharing music, because it's not about how you sing or how good of a singer you are. It's absolutely not. It's really about drawing these vibrations and bringing them into your life. And it is said also that some mantras are healing for different physical things, for emotional well-being, and obviously for spiritual connection.
Wow. And, I was, we went to Varanasi with Raj and Pramod from the Music Ashram. I interviewed a classical violin player, and he was talking about music and the ragas, and it's all really connections with nature.
Yes.
And so, playing music that represents the birds singing or the clouds coming and moving or that sort of thing. And I think it's probably the same. I mean, similar. I mean, it's devotional in Sanskrit and all. But the how was I going to say that? The um, well, I lost my train of thought there in terms of what I was going to say. But it's vibrational in a sense.
Yes,
You're
exactly.
tapping into. Oh, I know. Some people say there's 33 gods in Hinduism, and some people say there are 33 million gods in Hinduism. And I think Raj and his father would say they're kind of representative of emotions and things that happen in nature and things that happen in the spiritual world and whatever. So it all kind of ties together. But so what you're doing in particular is the kirtans are in Sanskrit.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could do them in other languages, like we did that one, peace, love, unity, respect. That's what it was.
For sure. Yes.
So that's not really a kirtan, but it's the same.
But it's based on a repetitive, also vibration, because when you say love, you vibrate something different than when you say destruction. Like,
Right.
So
Yeah. And so you've come to be with a group of people who are working on a kind of a kirtan project. How would you say? What are you all up to?
yes, so that's how I met them. They play kirtan. One of them is a classically trained Indian singer. So he is all about the ragas and all these, like he really knows a lot about it. And oh, I think I lost your, yes,
I'm good.
your sound. And he's the teacher of the other person that works with him. And together they started playing these kirtans, and they met someone else who joined the group, and they have different projects. They have the Kirtans, which is more like a performance-based project, but also they have this recording studio that they had already in Rishikesh, and when we came together, we started manifesting this idea of moving this recording studio in the Himalayas, because we went together for a voice retreat that they were leading, and a Bhakti voice retreat. And we were in this place here in the Harshil Valley, which is a very beautiful, untouched nature. And when we felt the energy of these mountains, they look very similar to your decor behind you. They are here in front of me. And the energy that they carry is so clear and so powerful that everything we were saying, we knew that it was going to be manifested. So we just now moved a month, not even a month ago, 22 days ago, actually, today, and installed this recording studio here. So we have also like an offering about receiving artists here, people who want to record, obviously, but also people who would just want to have a quiet space to create, to want to have this energy supporting their creation. And coming here, it can be a writer, it can be a painter, it can be someone who wants to make a documentary about nature. And we have also a project of teaching about Kirtan and about Bhakti, and combining our different paths and offerings together into a course that we are working on at the moment. So
it sounds really amazing. I have to see. I may have to try to get there.
Yes, you might have to try to come here. Try not to come between November and March, because the temperatures and everything is really harsh, and all the villagers actually leave. They go to Dehradun. But on the rest of the year, it's a really powerful place to be.
Oh, so in the summer.
In the summer, yeah.
Better weather than in the winter. Yeah.
Yes.
So it seems to me that more people would be better off if they knew Kirtan and did things like Kirtan in their daily lives. Of course, it has a little bit of a woo-woo aspect for people, but I really, what you're doing, I think, is fabulous, because it's so special. It can really change your life.
Yes, I really believe that. I really believe that. Yes.
Yeah. So talk a little bit more about that in terms of how, what you've seen of the power of music in your life, and maybe recently, and how, everybody, or some of us, can tap into music to help really make a better world, not just ourselves, but that's important, but to, spread that energy around.
Right. Yeah. I really think that music can heal the world. I really believe that, because you can see, like, for example, first of all, I never heard anyone telling me I don't like music. Music is universal. And when you see sometimes, these videos where suddenly there is a happening in like a commercial center or in the train station, that someone starts playing piano and another one comes and sings. And suddenly you observe everyone just stops, comes into presence, which is in this day and age so difficult to get, and comes into the heart and starts smiling and start being together. And it really brings people together in such a beautiful way. And for me, in my own personal journey, all these years where I stopped playing music, music was a very big part of my life still. I would listen to a lot of music, and before I would call that healing, I didn't know what was healing, but I would come back from work quite tired, like long days, a lot of like corporate life, and I would just lay down on the couch, put an ambient album that I love, and I would have tears, and I would have all these emotions coming, because these were like the things that I could not process, and I didn't even identify them, but music really held me into all the moments of my life, the most challenging ones and the most beautiful ones. And I think this is the power of music, and it doesn't really matter which type, even as long as something in you resonates, your emotion is connecting to something, or someone puts words into your own experience, and suddenly you feel seen and you feel held, and it's really beautiful. And so then Of course, when you come into spiritual music, devotional music, then this is even more increased, because then you consciously choose to connect to these vibrations. And for me, it's a bit the same what I do with the medicine songs, because it's also honoring, like for me, I think music has also the power to spread the message that we want to spread in this nowadays, in this society that is really struggling, and where we are seeing so much darkness coming up to the surface. I feel that it's almost like holding a torch and listen to this message, like what we said with this peace, love, unity, and respect. Just singing these words, if one person hears them and it touches their heart, then maybe something can change. And I really believe that. And I think you too. That's why we also are connected.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think what you're saying is exactly right. You said it so beautifully. And, I just, you're just so beautiful because you're just radiating this love and music and harmony and everything. And it's so great. I mean, I just feel
Thank you
so
so much.
special to be able to know you and then keep track, through social media and see what you're doing. And boy, I would just what the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Right?
And that's, what we all have a chance to bring, particularly through music. When you say medicine music,
Hmm.
is that a
Hmm.
different type, or you just mean what do you mean by that, as opposed to
It's
kirtan, right?
it's a different type because it's connected to the shamanic rituals that are coming from South America, and where their music is something that is connected to nature and to the healing, also like healing work. And so they are known as medicine song because they are connected to these medicines, the plant medicines.
Plant medicine songs. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
I've had some conversations about that with people for another one of our programs where I interviewed a few people about something. We did one on music, mushrooms, and mycelia. We did one on
Mm-hmm.
plant medicine, and
Oh.
it's as a friend of mine says, the music is the medicine.
It is, if I can tell an anecdote, like
Yeah.
I experienced something very profound in one of these ceremonies where we were using one type of medicine, and the space holders were this amazing band from Spain. They are really, really amazing. They make very beautiful music. And the music itself was bringing such a unity, a totality into the room, that every person, every single person in the room, musician or non-musician, was so connected, either through just a tapping on their shoulders or like a movement. And we came together in such a sense of unity, of totality. At this moment, I felt like this is the answer. Like there is no other answer. I am looking for an answer. Music brings God, because it brings harmony, it brings togetherness, it brings people loving each other, and presence, deep level of presence into the moment through celebration and joy. Like it just it really touched me deeply. This moment stayed with me. Like, stop looking for anything. This is this is what you're looking for.
That's it. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
you seem so happy about it, and people haven't really heard you singing the kirtans or whatever, but I certainly have, and
Yes.
it's very inspiring. We'd be sitting around with a few of us, and you wouldn't be there, and it was kind of not so great. And then you'd show up, and everybody brightened up, and
Oh,
so
how sweet.
yeah, great memories of that. Um,
Yes. Yes.
well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk a little bit about this. It's an inspiring journey. You're talking about some things that I just wish more people could understand, because we don't need to fight about, healthcare and taxes and things. We just, can enjoy this amazing world and kind of be healed through music. I don't know if there's
Right.
anything else you'd like to mention or say
I
about
think I just want to say thank you for having me. Thank you for the beautiful words you are saying, and for your own connection to music that you're bringing around and also connecting all these people. And you're doing a beautiful work as well, a beautiful work of light in this world. And yeah, I just want to thank you for
Thank
this.
you.
Really.
I really appreciate it, Magali. You're just a wonderful friend and singer and person, and
Thank you.
I'm so happy that I get to keep track of you on
Sure, me too.
Instagram and see what you're doing. And you know, if you take it to Europe, around the world, or whatever, it'll be great. You're doing wonderful. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, and
All
come
right.
here whenever you want. You are very welcome.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to come see you. We'll see how that goes. All right, thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much. Namaste.